whiteboards like something?
That's for later.
Okay.
Okay, so we're live. Okay, so we are training on how to close people out. Okay, so whenever you take someone who just got done, never ask like who wants to go first. If you're in someone's home or something and they all drove separate, say, okay, who needs to leave first? Does anyone have any kids? Like, I'm going to take you individually and just know like that. But usually whenever you're at someone else's home or your home, when you're at your home, I'm always like, oh, you're the winner. I'm going to take you first. Okay? And so just pick who you're going to take first. But if you're at someone else's home, always ask like who needs to leave first. Like who has kids at home that need to be picked up or something like that, and let them go first. But make sure you tell everyone you have to stay in order to get your goodie bag. So you never have goodie bags at the tables. And when you bring them back, you want to have their profile card, and you want this. This goes in front of them. If you do not put that in front of them, you are losing out on money because that's what triggers their brain on what they liked and everything, okay? So I have her sit it down. Whenever you go to someone's house, you need to make sure you have a closing station before you start. Like you should say, okay, where's a great place for me to take people individually? And then that's where I put my goodie bags and everything, so it's off to the side or wherever they tell you to go. Usually I go in the living room if we're in the dining room because then they have the kitchen to eat and stuff if they're doing that, okay? Okay, so I have Janet and I say, okay, so did you have a good time?
I did. It was great.
Perfect. How does your skin feel?
Nice.
Nice. Okay, perfect. And so tell me, what were some of your favorites?
Well, I liked everything, but I really loved the Miracle Set. I liked the microdermabrasion, foundation, and set hands.
Okay, usually people don't talk that fast.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. So, okay, you like the Miracle Set. What else did you like?
I liked the microdermabrasion. The satin hands, I really like the satin hands.
Doesn't it make your hands so soft?
It does.
Okay.
And I also like the fact that you told me I could use them on my feet too.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Make your husband do it.
Well, we'll talk about that later. And the foundation.
And the foundation.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So was there any of these items you wanted to take home today in the bundle or get any of those items individually?
Okay. Sure, I would like the bundle,
Okay.
but I don't know if I can pay for the whole thing today.
Okay, so which bundle were you looking at?
This one will give me everything, correct?
That's almost everything we used today. The only thing you're not going to get in here is the satin hands, which was one of the things you liked. You're not going to get the satin lips, the foundation primer, or the Skin Vigorous brush that we used. But this is going to get you pretty much everything that you said you liked besides the hands.
Okay. But I can always add the hands later.
So you can either add the hands, or if you're like, I'm not super invested in that bag, like you're like, okay, the travel roll-up bag I don't like really need, or if you weren't like in love with the eye cream, or you're just like, that's not something I need right now, we can always like put that in there so you can get everything you said you liked.
Okay.
Because that's going to give you the full Miracle Set, your foundation, the microderm. If you don't want the eye cream, we'll put in the satin hands, eye makeup remover. Now, if you want the eye cream and you're not like in love with the bag, you can always put the satin hands instead of the bag.
Okay. Okay, so that gives me a little bit of a choice. Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that. Let's take away the bag and let's add the satin hands.
Okay, so we'll do that because then that way the satin hands is one of your free items. And then, so let me grab a receipt. Okay, so it's normally $288. Today you're going to get it for $199. And then we had normal to dry skin. Your CC cream was deep. We're doing the microderm. Okay, with the satin hands, I have fragrance free or the green tea and citrus, which is what we used today. What would you like?
Let me do this, the green tree, the citrus one. I think I like that.
I think it's white tea and citrus.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're going to get the eye cream too, and we're just not doing the bag. So that'll give you everything. And so we have your total is blah, 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 7% tax added. 7% tax is added to $288, not $199. Don't tell your, you don't have to announce that to your customers. I'm just telling y'all. So then your total with tax and everything would be.
It's 212. Give it to.
That's right with tax. If you tax on this amount,
Oh.
no, you should always tax on the full amount. It's before the discount. So that was the thing. So you always tax on pre-discount. You don't tax on the discount. You would tax on $288.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's $119.19. Okay, so it's $219.19. Do you want to pay with cash or card?
Can I do half and half?
Yeah. So we can do half today. I divide that by 2, whatever that is. And then I write that down on her receipt, the date and how much we're running today. And say, okay, we're doing this one on a card. Hand me your card, swipe, and then you write down their card information. You have to say, what is the zip code associated with this card?
33782.
Okay, because if you don't get that zip code, it's not going to work. And then it'll come up decline. And say, okay, do you want to do it in a week or 2 weeks? It just has to be paid within 2 weeks.
How long will it be before my products are back?
Oh, you get your products today.
Oh,
You can take them home today.
Oh.
And so do you want to pay, we can do next Friday or in 2 Fridays? Well,
Let's
do
do
you get
2
paid?
Fridays. I
2
get
Fridays.
paid every 2 weeks.
Okay, so I'm going to run your card on the 19th, and I run it usually around 10 a.m. So do you have direct deposit?
I do.
Okay, so at around 10 a.m. it varies, but on that date it will automatically go through, and then after that I'll shred this receipt so you don't have to worry about your card getting out. Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And then, so I go get her products, bag them up. Here you go. Here's your products, and then I see that you put in 8. So you're clearly interested. So what questions do you have for me?
My first question would be, how do you manage the time with working if you worked another job? I know you said that this is your only job, but for me, I work another job. So how would I manage? How would I find time to sprinkle this in with my regular job?
Right. So I'm the 13%. So I'm the exception. 87% of women in Mary Kay have full-time jobs, run a household, have kids, like crazy, super busy. And we train you how to sprinkle this in. And it really depends on your goals. So you could do it 4 hours a month and make an extra $200, or you could do it 4 hours a week and make an extra $600. It's really based on your goals. But whatever your goals are, me as your sales director, I help you achieve those. So we sit down and go over that. But busy women are always the most successful because you know people and you're smarter with your time.
That makes sense. Okay, one other question for you is, how much will it cost for me to get started?
It's $100, usually with tax and shipping, $117.01. And so that does have to be paid all at once because that goes to Mary Kay Corporate. It's not through me. And then they send you your starter kit. All right. So would you like to get started today?
No, not today. Let me think about it a little bit more.
Okay, so I am working towards moving up in the career path, and I would love just for you to jump on the phone with my director and I. You watch a quick 14-minute video, then we can jump on the phone, and then after you do that with us, it takes about 15 minutes for the video, 15 minutes for us to jump on the phone, and it helps me with training, and then whatever item you wanted, you could get at half price. So like today, you're not getting your foundation primer or the Sand Lips or the Skin Vigorous brush or your bag. So like if you were to jump on the phone, then you could take any of those items, one of them for half off. Would you be willing to help me out with training?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. So I do need to schedule that within the next 48 hours.
Okay.
So what does your schedule look like tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm not available because I'm working all day.
Okay.
But call me or text me. Text me tomorrow and I'll give me a chance to look at my calendar and see where I'm at for the next day.
Perfect. And I'm going to go on and send you the video so that way if you have like lunch break or anything, you can squeeze that in. And then we can touch base on Tuesday, get you on the phone, and then any item you want to half off. And there's absolutely no obligation to sign up. You're just helping me with some training.
Okay. Sounds
Perfect.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That was actually really good.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was really good. So natural. I loved it. Okay. So what were some of y'all's takeaways by that?
Sorry. Go ahead. I was like, I like how you kept pressing, because where I would, if she would give me a response, I'd kind of drop it. You know, I'd be like, I not like discouraged, but I don't like feeling like letting them feel pressured. But when I hear it, it doesn't sound like you're pressuring her. You're really just offering her options. You know what I mean? So, when and then you throw in the training, and then there's no obligation to buy it, then that also says to her like, oh, like if I take 15 minutes, I could save $25. You know, or just like giving them also like incentive without obligation. So that's what I really liked.
Something similar is I like the way you threw the training in, where you were saying you're helping me out, and I'm going to give you something for it in return.
Because women want to help other women. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, especially when you get into like moms and stuff, like in S personalities, they want to help you. And then your eyes are going to be like, yay, half price items. Like, and then your D's like that because you're saying it only 15-minute video, and then we're just going to be on the phone for 15 minutes. Like, you're giving them very strict time. In my videos, 14 minutes. And when I'm on the phone with people, it's literally, I don't keep them on the phone more than 15 minutes because I'm a D, so I respect people's times. And so I'm telling them, like, literally, I'm not even taking up that much of your time.
And I like the way you told her it had to be within 48 hours.
I like
There was
that
a
too.
deadline where I don't do that. It's like,
You
know,
can do it any other
yeah, when would be good for
Yeah,
you?
exactly.
And
And
you have to show them urgency, like, because they want to help you. And if you let it go out too long, then they forget you and they forget how sweet you are and like how much they want to help you.
So how would you have tried to convince me to still want to do it if I would have said no, that I couldn't do it in 48 hours? How would you have then tried to still get me to, even though I want to help you, I just couldn't do it in 48 hours? Then how would you recover from that?
Then I would say, I only schedule out these shares 48 hours of time because that's all I know my sales director's schedule is 48 hours. Blame it on me. Like, blame it on your sales director. I only know her schedule 48 hours, but let me text you tomorrow and you can check your schedule for Wednesday or Thursday and I'll check her schedule and we can set something up. But I'm going to go in and send you the video either way.
So you still would not push the video, but still send the
just
video.
send it to them.
Just
And I always have recruiting packets. The recruiting packets that I showed y'all when we did that training, those are always with me. And anyone who buys products from me gets one of those. No matter if they put a 2 or a 10, like you just bought $200, you're going to get one. Jamie, one of our new consultants in our unit, she's down in Bradenton, and she put a 3. Like, she was a 3, but she bought $200. And I just put a thing in there, her packet recruiting. She called me 2 days later and said, I want to sign up for Mary Kay. And I was like, oh, perfect. And it's because I gave her the packet. So her and her husband were looking over at it, and she needed extra money. And then he lost his job, and she needed something. And so, like, just having that recruiting packet. Also, people are curious. If you don't give them something, they're going to go search the internet. And we all know about that crappy site that none of us are going to click on because then it puts them higher up on the list. But, like, if they find that, I found it right after I signed, and you have people who read that stuff and they're like, okay, this is like any company that's been around for 53 years is going to have, like things. And then you have people who are just lazy that write nasty things and say Mary Kay doesn't work. And it's like, if it didn't work, there wouldn't be all these people making tons of money and the most $1 million self-made millionaires that are women in Mary Kay if it didn't work. And so if you have someone that reads that though and they're influenced by things like that, then you just lost a possible recruit because you didn't hand her something. But anyone that spends money with you, especially $200 and $300, they value themselves enough to spend money on themselves. They'll be a great consultant. People who buy from you are your best consultants. Stephanie bought $300 from me. She bought everything. Invited her back. She signed up. She's one of our top consultants every single month. And so those people are going to be your best consultants, but you have to give them information so they don't go looking for information on their own.
so you give it to them right then and there. Before they leave, you give them that information sheet.
I just stick it down in their bag. Yep.
You just do it black and white.
Yep, black and white, double-sided. Just get stuck down in that.
That's that pamphlet that you gave us. It's on your website, isn't it?
You just print them out, have them. You've started doing that too, haven't you? Okay. Did y'all see though that I met her needs? Like she wanted the signed hands, and I made sure she got what she wanted. So that's the big thing is you have to know prices of things so you can swap things out. So she didn't say she loved the eye cream. She didn't say she was like in love with that bag. So those two things are comparable in price. And so she got exactly what she wanted. The bag's $35, the signed hands is $36. Difference, what they do. Not a big deal. It's a 50-cent difference for you. So just knowing the prices and making sure your customers do get exactly what they want. Okay, who wants to go next? Shiara, come on. We're just going to work our way around. Bring your profile card. Oh, yep. Everyone, make sure you put your interest level on there because everyone had interest level on there.
Oh, we need to fill in out?
No, just the interest level part.
Doesn't seem like a bottom. No, I feel like that's a waste of paper.
These were, the FedEx dude messed these up anyway for
They're
us.
not yellow.
They're not yellow and they're cardstock. So it's not a waste of paper, it's okay.
Because she's recycling, right?
Yeah, I'm using it, yeah. Okay, so did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Okay, how's your skin feel?
Feels okay.
Okay, so what were some of your favorites?
I think I like the night cream the best.
The night cream. Okay, so the night solution. That does go on your face, it doesn't go on your elbow. And then was there anything else you liked?
Yeah, I like the cleansing and the foundation.
Okay,
The foundation seems to work really well, not too cakey.
okay, foundation cleanser. Perfect. Was there anything else?
I really loved the primer.
Okay.
I've never used a primer and I really liked it.
Don't you love how silky it is?
It is
I
very
love how light
silky.
it is, and it looks like it's gonna be all thick and everything, and then it's so silky.
Mhm.
Perfect. Okay, so was there any bundles today you want to take home or get anything separate?
I think the Miracle Set is what works best for me today.
Okay, perfect. And you are only the combination, and then we're gonna do the CC cream, and you were medium to deep. Okay, and we're charging tax on the 130, not the 99. Perfect. Okay, so your total is 108, blah, 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 whatever the total is. And then,
Let's just think of the same.
what?
We've been chipping ourselves the entire time.
What is this business?
Yeah, because we pay retail tax, so yeah. Okay, so you're doing this one, but I know you said you love the primer. And so would you like to add the primer in because you're not going to get that in this one? It's $18 and it's going to last about 5 to 6 months. But that's what's going to keep your foundation on for the 12 to 15 hours. And I know you're a nurse and you probably do not have time to like retouch up anything. So if that is something you love, you can totally add it. If not, you can totally wait till next time.
Let me wait till next time
Okay.
and just test to see how the foundation does on its own.
Okay.
And then if I feel like I need something, then I'll get back to you.
Okay, totally fine. So your total is 108. Are you gonna pay with cash or card?
Card.
Card. Perfect. Swipe. And then I see you put a 10, so you're ready to get signed up, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
But
But
I really need to talk to my husband about this.
okay. And what do you think he's gonna say?
He's gonna think that I'm on a crazy ride again.
Why have you done anything before like this?
Not this, but I did candles once.
Okay.
And I did decent, but it wasn't phenomenal.
Okay, so what's decent? Like, were you happy with your sales or?
I had more fun with the crowd than I did making money.
Okay, so you treated it more like a hobby.
I guess you could say that.
Okay, perfect. And so if you started something up again, would you want it to be more like a business?
I'd like to leave my nursing career.
Okay. So if you went home and told your husband, like, okay, I think I want to start Mary Kay, and I just met this girl and she's 26 and she like quit law school and did Mary Kay full time. Now she makes more than a lot of attorneys. What do you think he would say?
He'd say, you worked really hard to go to school and get a degree. Are you crazy?
And then what if you said, do you have kids?
I do. I have a 16-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl.
Okay, so is that like part of the reason you want to give up your job is so you can be with them more?
Yeah, I really like family time and the nursing career. You know, these 12-hour shifts, that day's completely dead.
Okay. So in Mary Kay, I didn't share this as a group, which I should have, but I totally forgot today. Is our company is founded on faith first, family second, and career third, and they live by that. And so one of the great things is you can work this business with whatever religion you practice. And so your faith is always first, and then followed by family, and then your Mary Kay career, which is really fun because you can use this career to have more time with your kids and still make the income that you're currently making. And my job as a sales director is to help you figure out what that means and when it comes to like hours and how much or how little you want to work your business, and I can help you plan that out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I work with you to help you achieve your goals, and that's my primary job with you is just to help you achieve your goals. So I know you can't make a decision without talking to him, and I totally understand that. So what if I sent you home with this packet? It's got a ton of information for you. And then also I can send you a video and y'all can watch it together. It's only 14 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can kind of like hear it from someone else. Because sometimes like, if he's, yeah. And so do you think he'd be willing to look over the packet and watch that video with you?
Oh yeah, he'd do that for me.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to grab your products. I'm going to give you all this information. And then is it okay if I follow up with you tomorrow and we can just chat?
Oh yeah, tomorrow's my day off.
Okay, perfect. So does 2 o'clock work?
No, 2 o'clock doesn't work. I have to pick up my son at that time.
Okay, I do have 6:30 available as well.
6:30 is doable.
Okay, perfect. And I'll give y'all enough time to watch the video and everything. Write down any questions he has, any questions you have, and then I can make sure to answer those for you.
Okay.
And there's absolutely no obligation, but when you jump on the phone with me, I'll also get you that primer that you loved for half off.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Is it okay if he listens in the phone call
Yeah,
too?
we can totally put me
Okay.
on speaker. Just be away from the kids. Put me
Okay.
on speaker. And that way I can answer any of his questions, and that's totally fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then give him a goodie bag. I forgot to put it. Janet, come back and get your goodie bag. Perfect. Okay. That was really good. Thank you. Okay, so what were some of the takeaways with that one?
I like that you upsold the primer.
And
Not
a lot of
once,
people,
but twice.
yeah, and a lot of people will buy, like if they love, like she said, I love the primer. Like with Miracle Sets, I've been doing that more and more, and it ups your sales just by $18. But when I'm doing that 5 times a day, like parties, yeah, no, 5 times 20.
Whoa, with you.
Oh yeah. So yeah, $50 extra profit just for saying, hey, did you also want the primer? It's only 18. It's gonna hold on your foundation all day. So a lot more people I've been going through primer so fast now. And so I've always sold primer, but now I'm upselling it with the Miracle Set. So definitely make sure if they say they love primer, I mean, that's just like any restaurant you go to, or if you've been to a bar and they say, do you want top shelf? It's only $1 extra. And you're like, yeah, throw in top shelf. It's the same thing. When you're just asking them, do you want to add this because it's something you love? If she didn't say like she didn't like the primer, I wouldn't have been like, do you want the primer? You know, like she said she liked it. So, and then if they do say they need to go home and talk to their husband, just always ask, what do you think he would say? If they say like, I don't think he would care, then be like, okay, girl, let's just get you signed up then. And a lot of times they're like, you're right, okay. Or I'll say, how about you go call him and see, because I don't want you to miss out on getting your starter kit right away. And so a lot of times they'll go call or something, and that way she's still excited and you can get them signed up. Now, if they say like, oh, I don't know, he would think it was crazy, then don't push it. Just ask like questions and give her the information and ask, will they watch the video together? Okay. Hey, Sandy, come on up. Bring your profile card.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Did you have a good time?
I did, but my eyes are a little watery. I think I got some eye cream in my eye.
Oh, I know. Okay.
I know it's like stinging, so.
Do you want me to get you like a cold cloth? Or anything?
No, usually I don't want to put anything else in it, so I'll just wait for it to figure itself out.
And some people's eyes are so sensitive.
Yeah.
And so just whenever you're working around the eye area, just always work around here in the cheekbone because the pores there will naturally push the eye cream up towards it.
Gotcha.
And that way, if you ever use like foundation or anything, because it may have been the foundation,
Yeah.
that way it just doesn't get up in the eye because those pores will naturally push it towards it.
Okay, good to know,
Yeah.
because I think I went right up to the edge and then it just,
Oh girl, I do that all the time, and then they water, and so yeah, I'm so
and then it
sorry.
just messes up your makeup.
Yeah, so if you need a wet towel, just let me know, okay? Perfect. So what were some of your favorites today?
Actually didn't really like anything. Nothing really like stood out to me that was different from any other brand, I guess.
Okay, so what skincare line are you currently using?
Clinique.
Okay, and so you're happy with it?
Yeah, for the most part, it's just like easy to, get, and I've been using it for a long time, and my sister recommended it to me, so she's been using it for a long time, so I guess it just comes from, like a reference.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. We all have our favorites,
Yeah.
so that's totally fine. Was there anything today that you did, like the foundation primer or anything that you wanted to take home?
Yeah, I like the foundation primer, but I don't think I want to take it home
Okay.
necessarily.
Okay, that's totally fine. Here's your goodie bag, and it was so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So y'all are gonna have those. And it's so funny that I was waiting for like someone, not that saying like any of y'all are mean, but when you came up and I kind of saw the 0, I was like, oh, Sandy got like the mean one. You're so sweet. So, like, I was waiting for like Jessica, not because you're not sweet, but you would have like,
I would give it. I would be like,
You would-
yeah, I don't really
Give it
give
to
it.
and I was like, oh, Sandy's gonna be so sweet about this. But so you are gonna have these people. It's very rare that you have people that say like they didn't like anything, and I'm like, really, you didn't like anything, like not to them.
But girl said she had no fun and it was so uncomfortable. I was like, oh, I'm uncomfortable now. Like,
Here's your goodie bag.
Yeah.
But did she buy the
But then she
CC?
bought something. Yeah.
Yeah, you told us about that.
Like the CC cream.
Yeah.
How do you go about that?
I don't know.
How did you go about that?
You just say.
I was like,
okay.
here's your goodie bag. She's like, but I wanted to buy something. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
So that's why, like, when Sandy asked, was there, like, did you want the primer or anything today to add on? I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. At least you ask. And so don't dismiss a sale just because they say they didn't like anything. Just say, okay, was there anything that you did want to take home? I know you already have a great skincare line. And make sure they know it's okay that, like, you love your skincare line you're using. That's fine. And it's nothing against Mary Kay. They just love what they use. And give them their goodie bag. Ask them if there was, like, do you want the foundation primer, the CC cream, or anything like that. See what they say, and then give them their goodie bag and be okay with it and move on from that. I think that's the biggest thing, not to get, like, emotionally, like, drained because they said they didn't like your product. Like, it's okay, y'all. Like, you didn't make the product. Like, you didn't make it. And we take pride in our product, which is good, but there's some things in our line, like, I think our nail polish is garbage. Like, it's just, I don't buy our nail polish. I don't think it's good quality. And so I don't, like, if someone asks me, like, did you love our nail polish? I'm going to say, no, not really. But, I love everything else. And it's okay if someone doesn't like what you put on them. And sometimes people will just tell you that they didn't like it because they don't have the money.
Mhm.
And so it's easier to say, like, oh, I didn't like it than to tell you they don't have money for it.
Mhm.
So just don't take offense when people are, like, are dismissive or something because that's on them, not on you. Okay? And every time you go to a restaurant, you don't like everything you eat, but, like, that's okay, So,
Okay, I have to reckon.
No, go. It's hard to like.
Yeah, like, I'm a very sensitive person, and I may not portray that, but I am deep down inside. I really am a sensitive person, and someone being like that would probably shut down, and it would probably ruin the rest of my evening because of it. How would you tell your consultant how to overcome that to still be successful?
yeah, I always just relate it to this is, like, pretend like you're set up in Nordstrom, okay? Like just pretend like you're set up in Nordstrom and someone came to your counter, whatever counter, Mac or whatever, and sat down and you did their makeup and they said, you know, it wasn't for them or something. Those people, they don't like, okay, perfect. Like they just move on, you know? And every time you walk into Macy's, you don't buy something. It's the same thing. Like that's how I always think about this. This is my retail store. I don't have a storefront, but this is my retail store. Like wherever my goodie bags and products are, that's my retail store. And so I have to know that everyone who comes in those doors isn't going to buy something. And I'm okay with that because I don't buy something every time I walk in Macy's. And I kind of like think of it like that. That's how I've always thought of it. Because then as a new consultant, especially when people don't buy from you and stuff, sometimes I think the thing is my mom told me no so much growing up. Like T and I were talking about this. I just don't think no bothers me anymore. Like she like made me numb to the word no because I just heard it so much. And so, but with other consultants, I always tell them like, okay, and I used to do this as a meeting because our studio is near a mall, and we would go in and I would say, okay, let's just go around and like window shop and stuff. And we'd walk in a store and then we'd walk out. And some of them would buy something, some of them wouldn't. And I would say, oh my gosh, do you think they're going to shut their doors because you didn't buy something? And they were like, well, no, that's silly. And I'm like, exactly. It's the same thing. Like Francesca's does not close down because I walk in there every single time and like look at all the cute stuff and never buy anything. Like they're not going to close their doors because of that. And it's the same thing. You're a retail establishment. Every time someone walks in your doors, they're not going to buy something. And I think when you think of it like that, it's easier. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that help like visualize it?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then when you go to the mall now, you're gonna like think about that every time you walk in the store. You're gonna be like, okay, I didn't buy anything, and it's okay. And it's the same thing.
Yeah. And see, I always like in a store, I never feel like bad about saying no.
Right.
But when I go to shows, I always make sure that I buy something because I'm honoring my friend, I'm honoring that person's time. I want to at least contribute something. So I guess that's my emotional way of thinking, and I need to get over that.
Oh no, I'm the same way. Like if I go to a thing, even if I don't want something, I would still buy something. But that's just how I am, and I think it's because my mom always made me buy. Like when we went to like Pampered Chef, she would always like say, "We have to buy something, pick something out."
Yeah.
And like every time she gets invited to one of these stinking Facebook parties, she's like, Brandy, get on there, buy something. I'm like, no, I don't want any of this stuff. She's like, she made me buy Pampered Chef. And I was like, I don't want any of this. My husband's a chef. We have all this stuff. And so I think that, but I'm okay with like on Facebook. But if I were to go to someone's party, I would buy something. But I think that's just because you're in this environment. So you know what it's going towards. And one thing that I make sure to do in my intro is when I do the Why Wash Your Face with Mary Kay, I tell them, whenever you purchase something, if it's today, tomorrow, next week, whenever you shop with a Mary Kay consultant, you're shopping local and you're putting food on my table. You're like helping Tia remodel her bathroom. You're affecting your local community. Whereas if you go to Walmart, Target, Sephora, that's going to a CEO's vacation home. It doesn't necessarily affect your local economy the same way. And I like when you tell them that, it clicks with them because they may not know. Like they just don't know. And so making sure that you are sharing like what this does for you. And I think that's a big thing. But yeah, you have to take the emotions out of it when people say they don't want to. And I know it's hard, but just think of it. You are a retail establishment. You're just like a pop-up shop. You move around. Okay? Does that help?
Yeah.
Sammy, what did you have?
Oh, I was gonna give you like, cause I had a different scenario in my head when you had asked me about the primer, and then I was like, oh, maybe I need to stick to character and just say no. So it's not a question. I was like, oh, well, if I said yes, I'm interested in the primer, then because Clinique doesn't carry primer,
Right.
then you would just sold it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
was
that would
mine.
be-
I figured it out in my head.
Perfect. Okay, Steph, come on down. Are y'all liking this?
Yeah.
Is this better than like me just telling you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'm a hands-on person.
I mean, you
and-
personally doing this? No, but yes.
Your next.
I woke up in the middle of the night and was like, oh, I know what we're doing for the meeting. And I like changed the whole plans.
Oh.
Okay, did you have a good time? Oh my gosh, your crown's so adorable. I love that you wore it. How does your skin feel?
Good. Feels really good.
Good. Awesome. Okay, so what were some of your favorites?
I liked the microderm and the cleanser and the foundation, CC cream.
Okay. Yeah, because you said you don't normally wear foundation, right?
Mm-mm,
Don't
I
you love
don't.
how lightweight it is?
I do, yeah. Because the stuff I get at Target is really cakey, and I just
It looks good.
Thanks.
Okay, well, did you want to take any of these items home individually or do any of the bundles today?
I was really interested in the Miracle set,
Okay.
but it doesn't have the microderm, which I really, really liked.
Okay, and you said you had more oily skin, oily combination. So there's two things you can do. You can either add the microderm and we would just add $55 to it and you'd still be saving $30. Or since you do have that oily to combination skin, depending on how much you love the day and night solution, we can always pull out the day and night solution and put the microderm in there for you. So you would get the cleanser, the moisturizer, the microderm, and your CC cream to start off with. And then you can always order the day and night solution later if you don't want to spend, if you don't want to add on the microderm to that. Or you can totally add the microderm and it would just be $155.
Okay. I think I am going to swap out the day and the night solution.
Okay, and then you'll get a gift card in the mail from me. It's $10 off 40. So then you can always use that to get your day and night solution and it would be 54 instead of 64.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so do you want to
I
pay?
have a quick question.
Yeah.
Does that make it cheaper than buying the basic set and getting the microderm? Like, I can't do math in my head. This is just a question I'm
Yeah.
asking.
It's better to do it this way.
Okay.
Because
The
50
is 66 and
Yeah.
then the microderm is
It's
55.
45. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And so these two are 64 together,
Okay.
but they don't know that, I mean, they're still saving money because
Mm-hmm.
they're getting a discount.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. And do you want to use cash or card?
Card.
Perfect. Right. Okay, and I see that you put a 7. So
Mhm.
what does a 7 mean to you?
I'm very interested in the opportunity, but I'm new here and I don't know anybody. So I don't know who I would sell to. Like, I can sell to my mom, but she's not going to help pay my bills.
Right. And oh my gosh, girl, that's totally fine because a lot of times it's better to work with strangers anyway than people you know. And you heard in my story, like I've moved 3 different states, earned a car in every single state that I've lived in, and I've never known anyone. So I know if I can do it, you can do it. And who better to teach you than me when I've done it 3 times? So I can totally help you with that. That's not a big deal.
Okay.
Okay. So are you ready to get started? Do you have any more questions?
I need to think about it a little bit, but that's helpful.
Okay, perfect. So I am doing a challenge and I need to book 5 what we call share appointments in the next 48 hours. All it means is I'm going to send you a quick video to watch and then you just jump on the phone with my director and I and we chat with you for 14 minutes. It helps me with my training and to finish up this challenge. And then I'll give you any product you wanted half off. So if you wanted the day solutioner, you would get that for half off 32, or if you wanted the night solution, you could get that half off 32.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So would you have time in the next 48 hours to jump on the phone real quick with me for 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's schedule that, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm sending you the video. Also, here's a packet. Just make sure you watch the video before tomorrow at 2.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a call, and then we'll get you whatever item you wanted half off, okay?
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Here's your goodie bag. Here's your product. Yay.
Now, what if you say that and then they're like, oh, and then they change their mind, like on what they're buying?
You've already swiped their card.
Okay. Okay. So you do it after
You
it's
always
okay.
close the sale first.
Okay.
Yep. You always close the sale first because I'll have people who buy $200 and then they put a 10 and then they also sign up. Like it happens.
So close out the sale and then talk about their number of interest.
Yep. So you always icebreaker. So did you have a good time? What were your favorite products? You close the sale. Then you do the recruiting. And then we're not doing this today, but the second appointment. Okay. So that's the order. And the sheet's on my website. By the flip chart. It's under new consultant training week 4 and it says closing sheet. And you print that out and it tells you the order and everything. Yep. I gave it to you too.
I memorized it.
Yep.
And then I chicken out when they said down next to me. I know. I
I do the same thing, don't feel so
I
bad.
did
What do you chicken out with, the sale or what?
to actually, like, I have it memorized, like, did you have fun? And, how does your skin feel? It feels great. But I chicken out after that, and I almost have a meltdown with myself, and it's like, so did you like anything? You want?
It's almost like
I
you're
lose
afraid of
my
how to ask
Yeah.
without feeling pushy or
So is any of this sounding pushy?
no.
Okay.
But you know how
So-
sometimes you feel like if you're asking too many questions or like you try not to ask too much, but you kind of want to like.
So I write down what they tell me that are their favorites, so they show that I genuinely care what their favorites were. You're just sitting there like looking at them. When you write stuff down, they know you genuinely care, and you're taking interest. And like when she says like, I love the foundation, the CC cream, I remembered when I was matching her that she told me she didn't wear foundation. So I was like, oh, and you don't normally do it. So like that's that connection. But selling is natural. Buying and selling is natural. It's why do we feel self-conscious about selling to people when that puts, like I said, food on our table? It helps pay for kids. Like whatever you're working your business for, if they're not buying from you, they're going to go to Ulta, Sephora and spend money, and they're going to spend more money. You're actually saving them. So why do we feel bad about them buying from us?
I think my thing is because I kind of go through the questions and then we end up getting caught up on their level of interest and it kind of veers away from the sell.
No,
And
you
then I
always
just lose
close
it
the
all.
No, you always close the sale first. You swipe that card before you even talk about recruiting.
Because a lot of times, like I'll do, like you said, and I'll write down what they liked and what they loved from the products that they tried, and then I'll ask them if there was a package or whatnot that you would, if you could walk home today with it, which one would you want? And then, but normally it still ends up to either they don't have the funds or they decide they're not. A lot of times I can't even get them to order what they said were their favorites. It's like it's always some excuse of funds or something.
And you need new people.
Yeah, that's my issue. They
problem,
just
too.
don't have. I don't have the money. And like I'm like, okay. Like, what else do you say to that? Like,
I mean, I
You
don't want to
say-
be
That's when
pushy
you
at
tell them
that
that
point.
you
Yeah.
have a
honey-
payment plan.
Yeah, I don't do it
I mean,
on
I've done-
66. They have to do
Right.
100.
And I've
higher.
done the payment plan before too.
Yeah, and I just
It's like
say,
a hit or
well,
miss.
girl, we can totally like split this up. If you love the miracle set, we can break that into 2 payments. That's not a problem.
The part that kind of stumbles me, I'm good with all of that. But like how after you ask them how their face feels and, they say, oh, it feels great. And then you say, well, it looks great too. So it's like, okay, so did I look bad?
Oh, I never say it looks great.
No, like you said, your face looks,
I
it
say
looks
the
nice.
CC cream
Yeah,
looks really
it
nice.
looks really nice. So,
You're
leave it-
complimenting them.
right. But then, like, in my head, it's like, well, did I look bad before?
I don't think anyone thinks
Yeah.
that. It's
Okay.
women. We're like, oh my God, she just complimented.
Okay.
Women are so self-absorbed. Like when you say that CC cream looks so good on you, she's like, oh, I know. Like I'm going out. Like she does not think like, oh, did I not look good before? Because I've had people tell me before when I'm like, oh my gosh, you look so gorgeous. Your lips are so pink from that satin lips right now. Your face looks so good. You look gorgeous. They're like, you're the first person to ever tell me that I look gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Like you can make people's days. Like you never know people's situation. And I used to get that all the time in Birmingham. Like people, like you're giving them a compliment. You're not lying. Or if someone's foundation doesn't look good, I'm like, girl, we need to take that off. Like I don't lie to them, and I don't make up stuff. Like if they're like, lips don't look any different than when they came in, I'm not gonna say, oh my gosh, your lips look so good. Like I genuinely give them a compliment.
Plus, it's usually true what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, you want to make sure they can see a difference. Like, because with the satin lips, you really do see a color difference, So if you're like, it was the same color, that doesn't work. But if, like with the CC cream, that's what sold me when I became a consultant, and the satin lips. Those are the biggest things. So I never wore foundation before, but when I put that CC cream on, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, looks good," I'm like, "Oh my gosh, hey, it's this! Like, I need this. Like, I need this in my life." you know.
And then the
So-
eye cream, people will see a difference in the eyes right away with
That's
the
right.
renewing
That
eye
happens
cream,
to
and I'm
me,
like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, girl, look, your eyes already look better, and we didn't
Mhm.
even use the metal tip,
Mhm.
like things like that.
Mhm.
Eye cream.
Yeah.
Because I never wore eye cream before then, but now I'm like, oh, maybe like I need eye
Yeah.
cream now, you know.
Mhm.
So.
So you're setting them up in the beginning when you say there's absolutely no obligation to purchase anything,
Mhm.
but you get to take home everything today and love it and start using it. You don't have to pay shipping or anything crazy like that, but there's absolutely no obligation. And then when you sit with them, they already know what you're doing. Like they know, but you just took all the pressure off the table in the beginning. So there is no pressure. If there's pressure, it's because you're creating it.
I think that's
And you're
where-
making them feel awkward, so they're not gonna buy because you already are making them feel awkward. But when you get more comfortable with this, then it's gonna get better. But you have to drop the guilt of selling products. If you have that guilt, you're not gonna sell anything. And there's nothing to feel guilty about. It's natural. Everyone sells, like everyone. You go to the dentist and they're like, "Oh, do you want the white filling?"
Mhm.
Like they're selling you that thing costs way more than the silver.
Mhm.
Or when you go to like the bar, like I was saying, they're upselling you. Everyone's selling something, and people don't feel bad about it because it's just part of it. Before we even got, Austin took me shopping the other day, and I was like, "We're gonna walk out of Ulta spending $100," and he was like, "Oh God, they already know." Like it's just like what we do, you know. Like they know when I walk in Ulta, like it's going down. Like and they don't feel bad about it. They when I swipe my card and I look at Austin and have puppy dog eyes and they see me, like they don't feel bad that I just spent $100, you know? And it's stuff that they're gonna use. I don't sell people things that they don't need.
I have to get rid of that nervousness. I think that my nervousness
It will affect your sales.
I think
Maybe you
that's
should
where-
role play being Bernice. I mean, not necessarily right now, but I mean, like practice with.
See, at home, I can practice and feel comfortable. It's when that stranger is there that I become nervous. It's like
I think it's just you have to get it
I get
over.
stranger danger thing.
We were downtown St. Pete yesterday in Austin. I was walking ahead of him and he stopped to look at something. He comes running up and I see him. I was like, "Stranger danger!" And like 5 people turned around. He's like, "Do not do that."
Poor Austin. Because when I'm, yeah, Brittany, you can't do that. Someone's gonna like wrestle Austin. So I said, poor Austin.
Honestly, when I'm with Jessica, I feel all the confidence in the world. When I go out with Nicole, I feel all the confidence in the world. But when I am with myself, I feel like I'm this 2-year-old toddler that someone's gonna kidnap. I know. I get scared.
I need to go to therapy.
She's like, what?
I'm younger than you.
Crying over here.
I know. I just get nervous inside, and it comes out. It shows.
If I can sell to people when I like really have, there's those days, Stephanie's seen them, where I come in with like a bun and I look like a 5-year-old in here, and they buy from me still. $200. If I can sell looking like a small child, you can sell. You can do it. It's just really dropping the guilt. I think a lot of it has to do with people feeling guilty and thinking they're going to be pushy. But if you follow the steps, you're not pushy. But this is part of your job. It's one of those things that if your boss said, okay, if you don't answer the phone and talk to these people, you're fired, you would do it. It's the same thing. Like, you're out of business if you don't ask these questions. Same thing. Thanks, Steph. Ta-da!
I was like, can we keep those? I was writing on mine. Or you writing?
Oh, yeah. Did you give it to me?
No. You're
Yeah, you're fine.
profile card.
Oh, yeah. It's totally fine. Yep.
I may suffocate in my red jacket.
Did you have a good time?
I had a wonderful time.
Perfect. How'd your skin feel?
Lovely.
That's really good.
Thanks.
Okay, so tell me what were some of your favorites?
I really liked the face cream, like
Okay,
the moisturizer.
The moisturizer.
Mhm. And the CC cream was really one of my favorites. It's very light. I don't like foundation.
But you like this.
I do. And probably the foaming cleanser. I need a good cleanser.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. So these were your favorites?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So did you want to take them any sets or do any of the bundles or get anything separate?
Well, I was thinking about the basic set.
Okay.
However, can I do that in 2 payments?
We actually only do the Honey Don't Know plan with the Miracle Set and higher.
Okay.
It's just our rules.
Okay.
Yep.
Then
But remember, with the basic set, everything's gonna last 5 to 6 months, so you're gonna get a lot of use out of it. So if you're normally like picking up something from Walmart, Target, like a basic cleanser, this is gonna last longer than that, so you're actually gonna end up saving money.
okay, that sounds good.
Yep. So you wanna do the basic set?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, perfect. Okay. She put a 5. I don't want anything to do with you because I just told you not to put a 5. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so do you want to pay cash or card?
Card.
Card.
Yes.
Perfect. And so I see that you put a 5.
Yes.
And so are you more of a 4 or more of a 6?
More of a 6.
Okay, so what's holding you back from being a 10?
Just kind of time management and schedule, like having my own schedule. Like
Okay.
it's hard for me to actually have my own schedule because I need structure. So I kind of, when I work, I'm very lazy. So
Okay.
I need that, help, I guess, to push.
Perfect. Okay, so how about I give you a packet? You can read over it, and then if you decide you want to get your business started, you can totally call me and we'll get you started, okay?
Sounds great.
Perfect. Here's your products.
Yeah.
And thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
You too.
Okay, red flag. Anyone says they're lazy, I do not want them on my team. Like, if someone will literally admit that they're lazy, Mary Kay's not a good match for them. And, like, I've had people multiple times tell me they're lazy, and they're like an 8. I'm like, okay, well, here's a packet. Because that's not going to serve you. They're not going to do well at Mary Kay. And anyone who just, like, comes out and just says they're lazy, like, in Mary Kay, you have to be a self-starter. Like, you have to be able to have that discipline to, like, do your bookings. And someone who's lazy is not going to do that. And if they admit that they're lazy, they're really not going to do it. Because most people are lazy and don't realize they're lazy. She just told me she's lazy. She is not going to be good at Mary Kay. So that's just like, here's your packet. Bye.
See you later.
You'll be a great customer.
That's great.
But I'm still giving her the packet. And I think that's one of the biggest things when I was a new consultant. I was like, open for business, accepting all applications. And I found myself with 16 team members and not in a red jacket. And it's frustrating when it only takes 3. And it's because I was accepting everyone. Oh, you're lazy? Perfect. Sign up. It's better to sign up than buy this. Like, no. If they're lazy, you do not want them. You are not accepting lazy people on your team. Okay? You give them the information. So if they do call you and say, hey, I'm going to sign up, like, okay, perfect. Like, I gotcha. But that probably means they're not as lazy as they think. Like, if they actually call and say they're going to sign up, they're probably not as lazy. But you're not going to chase someone that says they're lazy. Okay? And the big thing to take away from this one was that don't do a payment plan if it's not $100 or higher. It's kind of like a waste of,
Right.
Yep, you're good. Okay. Go.
But what if they're not gonna buy? Like, what if they're like, I want to do a payment plan, and like, oh no, I can't do that. Then you're like, oh well, never mind, I'm not gonna buy it then.
You can say, now if you want to do some cash and some card, we can totally do that. Or if you just want the cleanser or something. But the thing is, if they don't have, what I've found is that's where you're going to get gypped. I've been gypped twice. Both times have been on under $50 orders. Like half now, half in, like.
Yeah, because if they don't have like the
Yeah, they're not
$50,
gonna
then
have
they're not
it.
gonna-
They're not going to have it in a week or 2 weeks. And with processing fees and stuff, it's like a waste of your time. So you can be like, okay, well, if you just want the cleanser, it's $20. Moisturizer's $24. If you want to do them together, it's $44. If that's more doable. So give them other options, but don't,
Okay, one question, sorry.
Yeah.
Before she starts. What happens if you run the card the second, like 2 weeks later, and it doesn't go through?
Then you just like it comes up decline.
Yeah.
then you just send them a text and say, hey, I just tried to run your card and it didn't go through. Can you either send me a new card or I can, you just say, can you send me a new card? And then a lot of times though, it's only happened to me twice in 3.5 years.
Yeah.
In Birmingham, I did payments all the time. And it only happened to me twice. One time it's because I took, hold on, because this may be coming up. Okay, this will answer.
Okay.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
How's your skin feel?
That was good.
Good. It looks really good.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so what were some of your favorites?
I really like the Microderm.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites.
I love it.
Thank you. I also like the under eye cream.
And you can also use that like up around the brows and out here, and then also take it underneath as well. So it's you can use it all over the eyes. Okay. Anything else?
I really love the side hand.
The side
How my
hand.
hands fell off.
And you work in the medical field too, right? Perfect. So yes, my nurses and teachers absolutely love this because it keeps your hands from cracking and everything. So yeah, the side hands is amazing. Okay, so was there anything today you want to take in a bundle or anything individually?
I mean, I really do like the I Design It All packet.
Okay, so you want to take this one home today?
I already have one of
The brushes?
the brushes.
Okay, so what we can do is put something else in there instead of the brush. So if you want to do like 2 microderms, we can do that. Or if you want to do another foundation because you're taking him the CC cream today, like if you wanted me to match you with full coverage, we could do that. And then you could get a lip gloss, or we can actually put together a compact for you with 3 eyeshadows and a blush if you want to do that and get some makeup.
That actually sounds really nice. Now, would you be able to break it up into payments?
Yeah, we can totally break this into 2 payments, and we just do half today and half in a week or 2 weeks. We work with your pay schedule.
Okay. Now, can I pay half cash, half card?
Yeah, so you want to, well, how that would work is if you want to pay, like, do you want to pay cash today?
Yes, I have the cash today. But
Okay, so what we would have to do is we could do cash today, half of it in cash, and then whatever card you want to be ran on in a week, we would have to run $20 on that. It's just part of it to make sure it's like a legit card. It's just our company policy.
Okay.
So does that work for you?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, perfect. And so do you want to do the makeup or do you want to do, what do you want to do?
I'll do the compact.
Okay, perfect. So let me grab a lookbook, pull it out. Here's our eyeshadows. Now, if you only have some eyeshadows and some lip glosses, do not pull out the lip book. Like, I don't pull out the lookbook when I do this. I just had this happen. She already had a clear Sonic brush. And I was like, you know what? Let's go do a compact. I went out to my car, got my eyeshadows, and was like, here's the eyeshadows I have. She picked a palette from, like, it was one of those palettes we had a while ago. And it fit in there. And I was like, okay, which blush do you want? Here's what I had. Because I realized I was out of a lot of blushes. Showed her those. She picked, put in her compact, and then she got a lip gloss that I had. I said, do you normally wear more lipsticks or lip glosses? She said lip gloss. So I was like, here's my lip glosses. And so I did not give her the whole realm of everything because that meant I would have probably had to place an order. I showed her what I had. Okay. Now, if you don't have any makeup, just say, okay, I can give you the skincare today, but I'll have to order your makeup and then I'll pop it in the mail to you. So, okay. And the reason that we did this is where I've been burned before. Only happened to me once. So I've only been burned twice with payment plans. The first time, they said, okay, can I pay today in cash? And I was like, well, I do have to have a card. And they gave me a card, and I wrote down all the information. And it was like one of those prepaid, like, bogus Visa cards. And so I got burned. So from then I learned. So when I have people that do that, I say, okay, well, today we can do cash, but then I will have to run that card for $20. It's just our company policy to make sure it's a legit card.
What happens if they're like, okay, I'll pay half now, and then, or so like they'll do the $20 and then, so it's like a total of half, $20 card and then the rest cash. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
How do you know? I mean, what if they did give you a prepaid? Oh, so you see the card.
Yeah,
You didn't see that it was a prepaid one?
it looked legit.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
So
it looked
like,
legit.
what if they ran the for
Usually,
the $20?
someone's not that like deceivious.
Oh,
What
okay.
usually
No.
happens is like the card's blank, like there's nothing on it. It's
Yeah.
not gonna,
Mhm.
it's not gonna have $20.
Mhm.
I don't think that would happen. Because I've done this with other people and said, okay, I just need to run here, and they're like, fine, because it's more than $5,
Mhm.
more than $1, it's 20.
Yeah.
So that you're not gonna have an issue with that.
Okay.
So that was the big thing with the payments.
So let's say that they got, just the 3-in-1 cleanser and the moisturizer, which only makes $44. So you would take $10 cash and run 20?
Wait,
Mhm.
what? I only
you
do
don't.
Because
You can't.
the half and half, it's only.
I only do it for 100.
Oh,
Under anything
that's
under
right.
$100.
Duh. Got it.
Yep. Now I tell them all the time, if you want to pay, I can take up to 5 cards if you want. Or I told a girl the other day, she was like, "Can I split this up over 2 cards?" Because she did. I was like, "You can split it over 10 cards if you want. I don't care." Like Square takes out the same amount of process. It's a fee no matter what. It's not like every time you swipe you get a fee. It's based on like the total. Yeah. So like I was like, you can use 10 cards if you want. And so you can totally, and I tell them if you want to pay some in cash, some on card, I can do that. Just with the payment plan, you want to make sure that you make sure it's a legit card.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so that was the big takeaways with that. And if they do have like something that's in the I deserve it all, which is everything we just used, so it's a little bit harder to swap things out. Give them options of makeup. Like, okay, do you wear eyeshadows? We can do that. Or I have mascara, I can go grab. Like give them options.
Now, what's the difference between the Square and ProPay?
So ProPay is through Mary Kay. Well, ProPay is their own company. You pay a yearly fee because if someone hacks into your account, they're going to go to bat for you. It's like insurance that you're paying.
Okay.
And those funds are available immediately to place a Mary Kay order. So like you could run $500, go home, place an order. It's there. You don't have to wait for it to clear the bank or anything like that. Square, you have to wait for it to go on your bank account. And if anyone were to hack it, it comes back on you. Like Square doesn't have your back. That's why you don't pay a yearly fee with Square. I use both.
See, I have ProPay, but I've never used it because I don't understand it. So
Yep, and
I've
if
always used my
someone-
Square. So
Also, if you want people to order off your website, you have to have ProPay because that's the way that it takes credit cards. So that's the difference. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, yep,
I don't have another credit card now.
you're fine. Did you have a good time?
I did.
Good, perfect. How's your skin?
Oh, it feels great.
It looks really good. Okay, so tell me, what were some of your favorites?
Well, I'm really not sure.
Okay.
I have a 3-month-old and my husband's in the military and he's never home, so I'm like a single mom. I never have time. What do you think?
Okay, so you sound like you're super busy, and so you don't have a lot of time. And so are you currently using anything towards skincare or anything?
No, I barely have time to take a bath sometimes.
Okay, so I always recommend for anyone just starting out the Miracle Set, because that's dermatologists recommend 5 things every day, twice a day. Cleanse, exfoliate, tone, moisturize, and protect. That's going to take care of everything for you. And then we can do the CC cream. So I know you're not going to wear it every day with a little one, but like on the weekend or something, if y'all were going out, you can totally throw on the CC cream. And so that's something that's going to get you started. But if you're like, I don't even have time for 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night, which could be some mom pampering for yourself each night before you go to bed in the morning. If you're like, that's too much, then the basic set. Start with the basic set. That's just going to get you a cleanser and moisturizer. That's like your basic needs. And then CC cream. Now, if you're like, I don't even have time for CC cream, we can do like satin lips or satin lips because you said you like that. So we could totally throw that in there if you think you're not going to use the CC cream. Or it could be something you throw on the weekends.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
The satin lips and the basic set.
Okay, perfect. That'll get you started. And then once you get into that routine and you see like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
And you can always call me and we can add the day and night solution, okay?
Okay, yeah, maybe when the baby gets a little older and sleeps
Yeah.
through the night and I get more rest, I can do a little bit more.
Yep, okay, perfect. So that
Sounds like a plan. Thank
perfect.
you.
You're welcome. And so the big thing with this is never like, if someone says they don't have time, you are not going to recommend an ultimate set. I think that's where integrity comes in with this business. And when people show, I have people tell me all the time, thank you for not trying to sell me what I don't need. And that's a big compliment because that means you're selling with integrity. I'm not going to tell a mom who is like already overwhelmed, has no time to even bathe, that she needs the ultimate set. She's not going to use those products. The Miracle set is a great place to, 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. But I also told her, if you don't feel like you can handle that, start with the basic, very like cleanser, moisturizer. And if you don't feel like you're going to wear the CC cream, we can throw the satin lips in there for you. And so not overselling people what they don't need or what you think that they'll just have sitting there. And that's selling with integrity. And when you know that you're selling with integrity, this isn't going to feel bad. Are you okay, Janet? We have water in the fridge. I get choked up all the time.
I choke on my own spit.
Me too.
Sound like babies.
I'm like, when I turn 80, I'm gonna like die on myself.
So that's the big thing. When people are like, I have no idea what I need. Just wait. Let that sink in for a minute that they just said that. And then show them like, okay, so if you want a microderm, because you said you have large pores, now with her being a new mom, like I'm never going to suggest more than a Miracle set. Now if someone sits down and is like, I love everything, but I have no idea where to start. I'm like, okay, well the I Deserve It All set's literally everything we use today. So that's going to be like everything. So if you loved everything, that's a great place to start. Now, if you're like, that's a little bit too much, the Ultimate set is our most popular set. And so there's nothing wrong in that when they just say they love everything and they don't know where to start. It's very different than someone sitting down and saying, I'm overwhelmed with the baby and I don't have much time. Like, then you're not going to show them the Ultimate or the I Deserve It All. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Does someone want to grab Janet's other one and come up? Sandy will.
Let's read that material.
Hello.
Hi, did you have a good time?
I did. Thank you.
Good. How's your skin feel?
It feels good. It's clean,
Perfect.
fresh.
Perfect. Okay, so tell me, what were some of your favorites?
I really like the Microderm, and I liked the Miracle set, but I didn't really care for the Night Solution. And then I really liked the primer, the foundation primer.
Okay, perfect. So were there any of these bundles today that you wanted to do or get any of the things by themselves? I know you said you liked the Miracle set,
Yeah.
but you weren't a big fan of the Night Solution and you liked the Microderm and primer. So the Ultimate set is going to be that full Miracle set. We can kind of swap out the Night Solution, but then you're going to get your CC cream or foundation, the Microderm, the eye cream, and the eye makeup remover. Now, if you don't usually wear eye makeup remover or something and you want to put the primer in there, we can totally put the primer in there, and then you're also going to get your bag.
Gotcha.
And then the Night Solution, like if you like the satin hands or like the satin lips or something, we can totally like kind of swap some things in there and get you something else besides the Night Solution.
Okay. I like the swapping, but right now I'm not looking to spend $200 on products that I might or might not use. Is there like a way? Well, I like the Miracle set.
Okay.
And then the Microderm. Is there can I swap something out for the Microderm?
Yeah, so if you wanted to swap out the day and night solution, we can do that for the Microderm, or we can add on, let me do some math. We can add on $20
Okay.
to this, and we would just take out the night solution and you would get the Microderm. So you'd get the cleanser, moisturizer, day solution, Microderm, and your CC cream or foundation,
Okay.
and you would get it for $123
Okay.
instead of $99.
And then how about the primer?
We would just add $18 to that. But then you're up to 123 plus 18. You're at 141.
Okay.
So then you're only $60 off from this one, which would give
Mine,
you
yeah.
the biggest discount. So
Gotcha.
that's kind of where you're at with that.
Okay.
So which one do you think you want to do?
I'll just go ahead and do the miracle set and swap out. Actually, can I just take the CC cream out too? Or
Yeah, so if you want to take out the CC cream and the night
and
solution,
then, yeah.
we can do the microderm. So you
Okay.
get the cleanser, the moisturizer, the day solution, and the microderm.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, perfect.
So just swapping stuff.
Yeah, and so the big thing is knowing prices, which is what we're gonna do now. Because I have a feeling that y'all don't know what you can and cannot swipe out. Is that right?
What I like best about what you just did was that you did the math and you showed her that for $60 more, you're getting way more.
And I do that all the time, and then they end up getting the ultimate set.
Yeah, because that you would have sold me right there on the
Yeah.
ultimate set.
And
Sure.
also, especially when they do the miracle set and add microderm, I'm like, girl, you're at 155. You just bump that up a little bit, and you're gonna get eye cream and eye makeup remover and a bag for free. Like for for $50 more. And they're like, oh, let's do that. Perfect.
And my interest level is a 1.
Thank you. Here's your goodie bag.
Thank you.
So was that helpful? Do
Yeah.
y'all like this?
Mhm.
Do you feel more comfortable now going into scenarios?
Yeah, I'm
What,
a hands-on
I feel more
person.
comfortable because you turned that paper around and you were like, let me do some math. Hold on.
And I let her see me like doing it with my finger.
Yeah, it was very real. It was, like I always think like I have to do it in my head, like, and then I'm taking too much time, and now I'm nervous, and it's like, so I'm afraid to offer swapping things out because I'm afraid I'll get myself in a mathematical jam.
Mhm.
But being that you just, you made it real, you were like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Yep, see there, and you're almost showing her the numbers. I like that.
And one thing I didn't do that I do usually do is like, if they're like, okay, I want all this stuff, how much does it cost? It's all different stuff. I say, okay, let me see what I'm gonna get you the best deal on. So then let's say it comes up to 115. I'm like, okay, it's 115, so we're really creating your own 99 bundle, so you're gonna get it for 99 today instead of 115. Now, if they just say like, okay, I want these items, I say, okay, 115. But if they say like, what can you do for me? Like they'll say that, what can you do for me? And I'll say, okay, we'll create your own bundle. Let me see what I can do for you. If it's under 130 or below, then I say 99. Let's say it's 150, then I tell them, okay, if you want, we can bump you up to this one. You're only $50 away and you're gonna get $88 in free products, or we would do 99 and then add $30 to it. So it'd be 130. Does that make sense? So showing them that you're trying to get them the best bundle and they'll spend more. Okay? Okay, perfect. So
Okay,
now,
so when you do the tax, right?
yep, it's always on the full retail.
So you would do the tax on the 288,
Mhm.
right? But then how, sorry, then how do you show them the 288, but they're only paying the 199?
I don't know, just do the math. If anyone asks, I've had people ask and I say, we charge tax on the full retail. That's what the IRS makes us do.
Yeah.
Blame it on the IRS.
I say Uncle Sam wants his money too.
Yeah.
I blame it on the IRS.
Because we're already paying the full retail. Like when you order $600 in products, you pay tax on $1,200. And that's
I was
because,
wondering why it was so high. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Back from.
yeah, because that comes from the full retail, and that prevents y'all from having to send in sales tax forms at the end of the year and giving them a big fat check for all the sales tax you
And
collected
it's not at the end of the year, they make you do it
quarterly.
which is a huge headache because if you forget to do it, they charge you a fee.
Like there's direct sales companies that you have to do that. Like one of my friends did 31 for a little bit, but she had to stop because she's always having to do sales tax forms and send them in. And if you forget that you're supposed to be doing that, then you end up owing all this money you didn't realize you owed. Okay, so now I wasn't gonna give y'all markers until it was time. So grab a marker.
Why we couldn't color?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you sure? I have a question that's not related to this.
Okay,
About my
let's-
skin. Should I do that later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, we have a few minutes to do this. I'm gonna ask you a question, and this is all about prices of products and swapping out products.
Oh my gosh.
So don't look at, yeah, because I'm gonna give whoever, I forgot a prize, but I will have one. I have a prize for someone. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a situation.
Okay.
It's gonna be like they wanna swap something out. You're gonna write down all the products that they could swap out for it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Where
so
do you do
what
that?
are we writing
You're
down
gonna say
first?
like miracle set.
No, I'm gonna say like, they don't want the eye makeup remover. And you're gonna write down
Oh,
things
okay.
that they could swipe out for it.
Okay.
Okay, this is gonna help y'all with
Okay.
prices. Okay, so the first one, and don't look at your neighbor because this is a competition.
Hide your stuff because I cheat.
Okay,
If it's open, I'm cheating.
I don't want you on my team.
there's no teams, y'all are all individuals. Okay, and you only get 30 seconds per question.
Oh, boy.
This is gonna be
I
fun.
suck at this stuff.
I have
I'm not very good at test taking. I have test anxiety.
Or is 30 seconds? 30 seconds.
30 seconds is enough.
Okay. Okay. Someone doesn't want a travel roll-up bag, but they're getting the ultimate set. What do you do? Someone doesn't want a travel roll-up bag, but they're getting the ultimate set. What do you do?
Oh my
You want
god.
us to say it?
No, write
Oh,
it.
okay.
I was just reading it for people who didn't get it.